Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read, a second daily read in a row where we're getting the Magician. By the way, this is for Thursday or thereabout, the King of Pentacles as well as the Seven of Swords and the World card. In the last attempt as well, the Magician was the first card to flop out. They were saying through me that there's a magical vibe in the air within your energy. And when it comes to whatever you are accomplishing, whatever's occurring throughout this energy period, but there's a confidence about you that's ringing true, that's speaking upon what you've been going through, what you are at this point as well. There's a feeling of you knowing more than meets the eye and very focused upon money for whatever reason. That may date back to your childhood or maybe earlier years otherwise, but it feels like there's a reasoning for everything, and this day highlights that. It feels like things are affecting you quite heavily, but also in a light manner at other points or at the same point. They're saying let the positives outweigh the negatives. It's a day that highlights world evolution is reoccurring or a continuing status of being. Interesting. It feels like there are reoccurring patterns that are as well taking a highlight, and I feel like a lot of which are keeping that to themselves, right? Say it's a negative habit or something that you're maybe ashamed of or just not happy about, but it's another kind of day where Spirit's saying we do need to keep our eye on the prize and notice the positives and let that outweigh the negatives. But when the negatives take a focus in a positive kind of productive manner, what are we going to do about it, right? You can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. They're saying that's the definition of crazy, as people have said time and time again. The color yellow, the color red, and the color blue, as well as green. I was really given that through all of these cards. It feels like the number 4 as well is as well relevant. At times we need to remember to slow it down, right? When speaking, accomplishing, moving, right? When it comes to our thought process, because too quickly and we'll make a mistake, too quickly and we'll stumble. We may miss something of importance or do something that we didn't mean to do. I feel like being drawn to this reading, you are epically connected to the spiritual realm, very plugged in. That can have its positives and it can have its negatives. They're drawing me to my chest piece as I was pushed to adjust my shirt, which says everything happens for a reason. Every little thing happens for a reason, and this day reminds you of that. And I want to say surrounding that energy period as well. What else do we have? Your voice is important, and that's part of the reason why you're gaining justice and seeing the wheel turn in your favor. There's a sense of you being very important when it comes to the collective that you connect to the most. Interesting. I know for me it's going to pertain to my tarot readings, but that may as well pertain to, say, a day-to-day job. It could be a demographic that you feel the need to connect with or you just do at times. But I do feel like in one way, shape, or form, you're going to see things work out for you throughout this day. And for some, it's going to be in several different ways, kind of a left and right kind of manner. But there's also a push to reach for that hope. Even if you've been feeling hopeful, right, in positive form, they're saying with that dove there, reach for the hope again. There's a positivity and an importance to you continuously reaching for it and seeing things work out for you. When things go better with something than you expect, don't be surprised, all right? I'm hearing things are churning, taking a turn for the better. Let's keep pulling. What else do we have? Two of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. It feels like you are quite grounded and balanced and, for the most part, peaceful throughout this day. But Spirit's saying, why are you feeling blinded to the BS? Because you're protected. Why are you feeling blinded to the past at times? Because you're protected. Why are you feeling blinded when it comes to the future? Because you are guided and protected. It's a time like this that informs and reminds us each individually to stop questioning the way things are flowing, right? Those of which who have been truly trusting in the way things are meant to proceed and at times fall apart. Beautiful. Let's keep that going. But there's part of this collective, because it's a mixed bunch, if you will, that needs to trust a bit more, if not fully. But Yeah, sorry about the stuttering kind of moment. I am very connected. It's been a very spiritual morning for me. What else is new? The Nine of Swords and the Three of Wands. They're saying looking forward at times can stress you out. Okay. They're also saying looking forward towards your future in a simplistic manner, you're going to experience a hell of a lot less stress. Because being drawn to this reading, I feel like you've dealt with it, right? You've gone through it. Some of which is because of that person, place, situation. It could be your spirituality, being empathic like myself. But whatever it ends up being for you, they're saying you have the tools, the strategies, the wits, and the improvement moving forward in several different ways to make sure to ensure that things don't feel and be experienced in such a stressful manner, because you don't deserve that. You never did. All right. The Fool card, as well as the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, it feels like a period of time where people are seeing you in a different light. Okay. Somebody who is meant to fall back into new experiences, connections. I mean, that's an experience in of itself, but new levels of success. It feels like there's a vibration about you throughout this time where it's if we look at the Eight of Pentacles imagery, but also the Queen of Pentacles, and where's the King of Pentacles? And then the Magician as well, adding on to that. It's just this vibe about you where it's like you have it going on. You know what you're doing. You're giving off good energy. In Spirit saying, well, what are we going to do to improve that even more? Okay, just because things are going well at times, just because you're giving off good energy, feeling good, experiencing, and gaining what you deserve plus some, doesn't mean we can't improve, right? Improvement is the name of the game. Now, when it comes to a moment or two where you're up and going and moving and maybe accomplishing as well, you're going to remember what isn't for you. This could be a person, place, situation. Once again, it could be a habit. It could be, okay, intake is what I'm hearing. Something for somebody that you've been spending money on. But I also feel like you're going to need to think about the ups and downs of your life. It's going to be important for the upcoming days and weeks. There's a shift that's taking place that you're not fully one with because maybe you're busy, you're distracted, you maybe don't want to pay attention to it. But the shift is important. It's towards, again, improvement, better, towards more. And whether you realize it or not, you're manifesting throughout it all, if I could even say it, throughout it all. You can see how I stumble time and time again, but I don't give up. I maybe correct myself, but I don't give up. I was being reminded this morning, excuse me, by a spirit as I was getting ready that I'm an example, to say the least, that when life kicks you down, when spirituality kicks you down, you get back up and you keep it moving forward and you change in certain ways when life calls for it, right? You are inspiration, and inspiration being drawn to this reading. Life may feel like at times it's zooming on by, but it really isn't to that extent. It just feels like it. The Hermit card is talking about how you have a very independent to yourself vibe at this time, being paired with the Seven of Swords now. I also feel like don't be surprised if you see certain synchronicities to remind you of your spiritual connection and how protected and guided you are once again. Let's get ready to wrap up this reading by saying, again, life might be feeling like it's speeding on by, but you're communicating with importance like a master, even if it's selective and very few and in between. I feel like you need to take a hot second to reflect, but don't overdo it. Take a hot second and take a deep breath. Take a second and do what you got to do, and then shift on forward. Again, this collective is experiencing a magical, manifesting shift in the right direction. You're loved.